Alex Pereira at heavyweight? We got to see it. You're calling for it the other night.
Yeah, I think that would be a viable next move for him. I think he had a difficult enough weight cut, if you could see. Now, in fairness, his coach came out and said he was maybe under the weather. He was on antibiotics. So maybe he is fine at light heavyweight. There is one more matchup for him at light heavyweight that I'd be interested in, is against the Dagestani. But other than that, I'd like to see him go for it. You know, someone has to go for the 3 belts. It's myself or himself.
Who would Conor McGregor say is the pound-for-pound #1 guy at this very moment?
You know, 2024 has been Alex Pereira's year. No one can deny that. And, you know, if we go by that, you know, forget belts, forget any of that. It's in competition. He's 4 fights this year, 4 KOs, and his most impressive one was most recently. I'd put Alex as #1. I'd put Alex as #1. I think he poses a lot of problems for John also. You know, that's a dangerous style for John. But it's a decent one for him because he's not, you know, so big. John is new to the heavyweight division. John, he had a nice one against Cyril Gane, but he's still untested at heavyweight, and I'm sure.
Definitely the most uncomfortable, painful procedure I've ever had. Last night, it was the hardest sleep. My mouth is constantly dry. Just a constant headache. My inside of my nose, my nasal cavity right now is just stuffed with like sponges and splints. So it's very uncomfortable.
Unbelievable. When you get that kind of injury, you know, and we know that this is possible in this sport, right? Do you question whether it's worth it? Like, was it worth what you went through?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Every scar that I have, every bump, it's all worth it. I mean, for me to have worked this hard to get to the point of fighting Alex in a main event for a title, everything that came with it is absolutely worth it. I wouldn't change one thing.
That excites me. That kind of stuff is for the dogs, man. That's like old Pride days or Grand Prix. You know, that's the real BMF. If you can fight the tournament in one night, multiple opponents. I mean, dude, that's the definition of BMF. If they put that together and it was a one-night tournament, that would be it. Gaethje, Hooker and Max, maybe.
Yeah, that was
do it on Friday the 13th.
Dustin Poirier proposed a 4-man tournament for the BMF title. Him, Gaethje, Max, and Dan Hooker. Is that something you'd ever consider? I mean, it's BMF, so you can make up your own rules.
Sounds fun. Never thought about it, but yeah, I love it.
When do you think you're back, and do you have to kind of be careful about coming too soon?
Yeah, I think I'm very excited to come back and fight again, but it'll probably be, you know, Q1 next year.
You were supposed to fight Jamal Hill in June, and that fight was scuttled. Do you feel like that would be a fight that you would like to take again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost inevitable, right? I think he's ranked number 3. I think anyone up there in the top 5 is kind of inevitable. So let's see what happens. I think pretty shortly here I'll be talking to the matchmakers and the bosses and see what they think.